confirm or deny, Michael Block will make the cut at least one of the Colonial or the RBC Canadian Open. One cut.
I'm going to confirm this, and I bet you Noodles will confirm as well because we're both old veterans. And he said it after the PGA. I heard that the Colonial was a great place for an old pro.
Yeah.
So he'll old school it, maybe go out a couple nights, just test out the waters on the PGA Tour, and he'll get it done at the Colonial. Noodles, you agree?
I agree. I'm pulling for him. Like now I want this guy in our booth. I want him having a great week. Like I just, now you feel like you got a little skin in the game, even though like.
I agree. You love the story. I'm with you. I'm pulling for the story, but if we're being factual.
Okay, fair enough.
If you're just being honest, it's very difficult to make the cut on the PGA Tour. And for a club pro who is clearly a great golfer, right? Like he'd be the best golfer we've ever played with. Like if you saw him play, you'd be like, this guy's unbelievable.
Can he take it deep is the question.
Now he's riding such a high. Is he concentrating enough this week? And then, if it goes south this week, does he go back and party for a week or two in California, then fly up to Toronto? Like, I'm going to deny it. I want it to work. Like,
Save the clip for when he's in our booth.
Yeah,
listen, I hope I'm wrong. You can pull a Peter DeBoer on me if you want. I'm Pete DeBoering Michael Block here. But I think if we're being honest here, and I saw like Korolnik sent me a note about FanDuel, like up on FanDuel, him making the cut, it opened at minus 120. So much money came in on him to miss the cut. It has swung. Like at minus 340, he misses the cut this week. Just because of how difficult it is for any standard pro, let alone someone not familiar with that territory, to go back to the well and do it again. I think it's going to be tough. Confirm or deny. Kyle Dubas is working in the front office of a new team by the beginning of next season.
The beginning of next
season, Kyle Dubas is in the front office. I don't care what the title is, but he's working for another team to start next season.
I'm going to say 100% confirm. 100% confirm.
Wow.
Yeah. But what are we talking about vacancies right now? It's only Pitt, right?
Well, Calgary's done. Toronto's done. Yeah, it's Pitt. And is that it? I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, but there's no – okay, here's –
But could he be a –
Hear me out. I was just going to say, like, maybe he gets brought in as a special assignments guy. You see guys get, brought into other organizations. Now, that might not happen
counts. That
now,
counts.
There also is – Pitt has president and GM available, correct?
Yes.
Like there's a – maybe he comes into there. But I think he is going to surface. I'm just not sure – in this little, what is that called, merry-go-round, like if it's right away. Like Pittsburgh's asked permission. It's out there that they've asked permission to talk to him. But I'm sure they were down the road with others. And as I said before, Kyle Dubas is a great person and a good GM, but there's lots of great people and great GMs out there as well that are available. I don't know.
I'm going to deny it for that standpoint. Like Pitt, I think, is down the road. Like they've been out of the playoffs for more than a month. They've been interviewing people. Like if they had their sights set on Dubas, then obviously all bets are off. If he's willing to take the job and they hand him the keys, okay. Then I would guess he's going to take it, I would assume. But that's quick. Pittsburgh's already been down there. Who knows? Maybe they're infatuated with someone already. Maybe they're close to knocking out details on a contract for someone else. And if that's off the table, where else is he? He'll get back in the league at some point.
For sure.
I don't think he's just going to take a scouting job or, he might, but I'm going to pass on that until
let me paint
season.
one other picture for you guys. Is Pittsburgh is not that far away from rebuild territory, and I know that they just signed their core, the three guys. Anyways, Letang, Crosby and Malkin. I'm sorry, Malkin and Letang were signed. But if you take a look at it, Pittsburgh doesn't have a lot of draft picks or anything.
Zero.
Right? So
Not
Jimmy
sure I'd
Rutherford.
want that job.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's going to be a massive overhaul here. A massive, yes, it's an opportunity to work with Crosby and some legends and all of that. But at some point, they are going to have to revamp and retool on the fly if Crosby wants to stay. But that's going to be a big job. And I don't know if Kyle Dubas is he going to want to take that on?
That's going to be a massive part of the interview process in Pitt, Jamie, is when somebody walks into the room and the Fenway Group people say, do you still think that this team can win? How many people are going to honestly say yes?
Yeah.
It's going to be a massive part of the interview process, depending on what those people want to hear.
Well, and there are people I saw online saying, well, what about Ottawa? Well, Pierre Dorian's built a pretty good framework of a team there. And yes, new ownership, but the new ownership, it depends on who comes in. Steve Staios is linked to that group. And, there's it comes back to, again, is Kyle Dubas the most coveted manager out there, or are there other good young executives coming up as well, too, that are might be an option to them as well? The blind faith of just linking him to teams that have managers already, I think that's the Dubasites. We call them that.
Is that what we're calling them? The Dubasites?
Well, there's lots of Dubasites out there, which is great. But again, at the end of the day,
sound like it. Yeah. Well, listen.
Well, no, you're allowed to support people. I like the guy, and I think he's a good GM. But again, you can't just go, that team's going to fire their manager because he's available.
No, that's not exactly. That's not being remotely objective. And understandably, we're in the bubble here, right? We're tracking Toronto closer than any other team. And that goes without saying, based on the nature of the show, the city we're in. So, obviously, we have different views of Kyle, but that spins both ways, right? Those that love Kyle, it's probably a little bit extreme. And those that hate Kyle, that's extreme, too.
Exactly.
And I don't mean hate personally. I mean, the job he did or him as a GM. It's probably somewhere in the middle, like everything else in life. It's not as extreme one way. It's not as extreme the other, which means, yes, he's in the running with other people, and he's done a good job. I find it fascinating, the leaks all of a sudden coming out of a team that had no leaks forever, that all of a sudden there's all this detail, whether it's true or not, who knows, but, different people speaking, different players speaking. It's man, I don't remember hearing that in the past, and now all of a sudden it's...
But nobody puts their name. Nobody puts their name to it. It's this is what I'm hearing. What are you hearing it from? Are you hearing it from a credible source or some guy who just put it out on Twitter with a fake label on it?
Well, the sources are running wild. They're running wild.
Oh, lots of sources hearing this. Hearing that. It'd be interesting to see how this all unfolds.
That's new, right?
Right.
No one was pretending there were sources coming out 3 weeks ago. Because there weren't. The way this Maple Leaf team has operated since basically Shanahan got here, certainly since Lamoriello got here, was nothing gets out. And now some of it they're openly giving out themselves, right, based on that Shanahan press conference. All right, moving on here. Confirm or deny. If the Panthers make the Cup final and lose, Sergei Bobrovsky will still win the Conn Smythe.
100% confirm, because I don't know if anybody on the other side has blown the doors off. If Joe Pavelski gets cooking again and Dallas gets back in it.
Hints could be if Dallas is in it.
But who on Vegas has blown your doors off?
Jack Eichel.
Eichel's been good.
You know what? Good for Jack Eichel. He's starting to get some love, and he's been great, and he's been a part of a team, and he's had success. I believe this is his first time in the playoffs, isn't it?
It is. First time
So
in the
good
playoffs.
on the guy. For the last 5 or 6 years, he's had to listen to all the talk about McDavid, Austin Matthews, and blah, 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 and he's still in it, and he's got a chance to win a cup. So good on the guy, man. I love seeing guys that haven't done it before, and they get in there and they make it happen. That's why Vegas picked him up, to be a difference maker, and he's doing it.
Well, he was really good, instrumental on that game winner the other day. Obviously Suter turned that puck over, but what a pass. And you're right. I think Eichel, but Bobrovsky is kind of the front runner. How about the kid Tkachuk? Just keep scoring OT winners and
That's very valid. Valid.
Bobrovsky is obviously 98% big reason why they're there, but Tkachuk scored big goals. That team has delivered. Now, is Barkov a question mark? I know that was another thing.
Thinking he's playing tomorrow, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Playing possum or not? That's the thing, too.
Yeah.
He said he didn't think it was anything sinister, but he didn't play the rest of the game. No, they shut him and that was a 1-0 game where they needed their top centerman to help shut things down. Now the goalie ended up doing it, but I don't know. It didn't look good as he kind of gingerly kind of helped himself off the bench there. But
wouldn't be shocking if he didn't play. It would not, especially up 3-0, which is dangerous to have that mentality, right? Like we're going to take our foot off the gas or play it safe. Exactly. But I'm going to confirm this though. Understandably, it can change with the context. You get to the Cup final and Bob's brutal and they get swept, then things are going to change. But if that series goes 6 or 7 and they lose and he continues to play well, I think he'll do what J.S. Shiger did, what Ron Hextall did.
Yeah.
It'll just be, hey, unbelievable. What are you going to do? You win or lose, that's been the best player. And did not even start the playoffs.
Right.
Right.
Crazy.
Alex Lyons out there trying to share the Conn Smythe with him. It's like the Jennings. I'll take half of that. All right, confirm or deny. Brooks Koepka will win 2 more majors, at least 2 more majors.
100% confirm.
100% confirm.
Wow.
Dude,
100%. Wow.
Look at the courses that this guy has wheeled into and won majors. Mm-hmm. He went into Shinnecock and won a major there. Bethpage Black, he won there. Oak Hill in Rochester. And guess where the majors are? They're at monster golf courses for U.S. Opens and PGA Championships. He's healthy. He seems to be in the right frame of mind. All he has to do is focus on the majors. He almost won the Masters, and he won the PGA. I would bet my life that he wins at least 2 more.
Wow.
And I was corrected by a listener on Twitter. He's 33, not 28. My sincere apologies.
Well, yeah, 33 is still, it's not old because, as someone pointed out, I saw online, he has won 5 majors before Mickelson ever won his first. I think Phil was 34 when he won his first.
No kidding. That guy could go on a tear the next 12 years.
He could, but his body is still, I think it's precarious.
I just said he's in complete health. Why?
Yeah, he is right now. He was in complete health 5 years ago. Then guess what happened? Bad health.
He might do a keg stand tonight.
Health.
He might do a keg stand tonight and hurt his back.
Right.
You never know.
Could be looking for a ball in the Amazon like you were this morning and roll an ankle over and they can't play anymore. Anything's possible.
There was a tweet sent to OverDrive. Did you see it with a guy looking at, and there was the Bigfoot, and then he put the glasses on, and it was sitting in the woods. I have to find it again. Keith, you know what I'm talking about. It was sent to the OverDrive account. It's a picture of a guy with glasses on. With his glasses off, he thinks it's Bigfoot in the woods. He puts his glasses on, and it's a picture of in the woods.
With an 8 iron just
hacking
out.
Keith, you got to retweet.
Dude, what the hell was so
funny.
wrong with that? I hit the drive right, and all I had to do was cross a little river.
Well, you jumped over the creek, and then the caddy had to come over.
I didn't even talk to the caddy, you idiot. I didn't say a word to him.
He came over. It was thick. It was extensive. I thought it was an extensive search party. It was a hunt. You were hunting. But you found it. You found it. And you got out.
I got to find it. It's the
right? I think you parred that. Did you par that or what?
No, I hit a garbage. Yeah,
I know I did. Anyway, I'm gonna deny this. It is so tough to win 7 majors. Like, so difficult. Look at McIlroy. Like, McIlroy's been sitting on 4 for how many years now? And he can't get back over that top. Like, there's so many great players who are just, and we always do this. It's like, that guy's going to do it. This guy's going to do it. Scheffler's going to run off. It's so tough to do. I think he'll get 1 more. I'd put money on that. 2 more? I think that's asking a lot. A lot. All right, confirm or deny. At least one of the conference finals in the NHL goes 6 games. At least one 6-gamer Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah, I think Dallas will take it to at least 6. I don't think Dallas is done yet. They need Ottinger to be out of his mind, though. That's going to help their cause. And they need some guys to get cooking offensively. But I think Dallas can do it. 3-0 for Carolina with Bobrovsky. They're in tough. They're not. I'll say it every time a team is down 3-0. You're done. Like, you want to be one of another 4 teams that have ever done it, go ahead. It'd be a remarkable story. But 3-0, you're done. You're done mentally because you know the mountain is too big to climb, and it just doesn't happen. Would I love to see it? Yeah, I'd like to go down there next Saturday and bring the siren. But I don't know if it does. We're coming with you.
We're coming with you if you want. Not this Saturday, next Saturday.
Next Saturday? Yeah. Next Saturday? What day would that be? Yeah.
We got a wedding
early
to go
June.
To, but it's the other one, yeah. I don't know. I'd love to see it. I'd love to go and ring the bell with you. Or that horn or whatever it is.
Yeah, we got to get down there. Stormy the Pig and the boys. We'll make it happen.
Exactly.
I'm going to confirm it because Pete DeBoer's my guy. And I love the Dallas Stars.
He hates your gut. And Steve Spott. They hate
Steve Spott said you're a piece of garbage when you were a kid.
You're dead.
Yeah, he did.
He said Spott wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't say that. No chance. He and I, we've got a lot of history, a lot of very positive history, and that simply is just an inaccurate fake news comment. But I believe in the Dallas Stars. Listen, they win tonight. Everything flips, right? Like psychologically, you win tonight. You're like, we lost 2 in overtime. You could be up 3-0 right now, right? You keep battling. Hold home ice. Boom, 6 games guaranteed.
I agree.
There you go.